What do you guys think of gang sprays and compounds?
I think like that should purely be a pure south side mechanic if it does ever stay. Otherwise, I think it creates too much. I don't know. I don't like them at all. I don't like them at all.
I don't like the sprays at all. I feel like it really ruined a lot of the gang RP because it was meant to create a lot of conflict, but in reality, it did quite the opposite.
It caused a lot of drama instead.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't really do much conflict besides like the first month, maybe even last couple weeks. And the sprays are just fucking useless as well. They don't really serve a benefit besides selling stuff on the locals. And then I feel like compounds just reinforce the click
Circle RP.
Yeah, exactly. So you're in a compound, you just you chill in your compound, you do what you and your gang are doing. It's not really open, so people don't see you unless they go into the compound type of shit, right?
I like the thing with compounds where it's like it's customized to a gang and they live there and stuff, and it's kind of cool to see their little things, and like having stuff like houses for GG was a good feature because obviously they needed somewhere like that. But then having like massive fucking walls and gates around,
I think that's dumb.
And defenses and things, making it to a fortress like that. That's where it went.
You know what would be good? So like the MANDEM block, right? If you spun the MANDEM block around, right, and made it like the street that has the gate on it. If you spun
open,
if you spun that thing around and it was just a U shape that was open to the street, right, and fuck the gate part, fuck all the other stuff. Just that big like complex that you guys have, and it's open to the street, right? And it's just like literally a living complex, right? Like in real life, it would be similar, right? It would be that complex that's connected to the other sides of the buildings, and then in the middle of the pool and whatever the case may be. But I feel like that would allow more openness and like people willing to role play, like in all compounds, like the CG one, like GG one, like all of that shit. I feel like it should just be open, right? It should just be, easier for people to interact with other people, right? Like, if compounds are gonna say, right?
Like MANDEM block used to be like a community hub, like a little bit. Like
it was bad though. It was bad. Let's be honest.
It was bad because it was like kind of too many people, and like maybe not always the right people at once. But like there was a point where it wasn't like too defensive, right? And it like the server wasn't too defensive of turf.
Still not too defensive right now. Let's be honest. Those rooftops are ass.
No, I mean like people defending their turfers and kicking people off the turf and shit, because of sprays, like they are being a constant kind of like threat, and people kind of like, oh, what are you doing around here and shit,
I think that kind of makes sense though, right? Because you wouldn't do that in real life. If you see a gated community, you wouldn't be like, oh yeah, let me just go inside, right? You try and stay away from it until you have an actual reason to go inside. So I think that I kind of agree with Ved where it was like a bad thing where people were constantly on it. But we met a lot of great people through that, right? Like it was good for like socializing, but it didn't make a lot of sense in RP. If that makes sense.
Like there was multiple people who don't play the server anymore who like would just feel like they could just sit there 6 hours a day and not talk. Right?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Don't bring any role play.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? And like they'll just feel like as if like them being there would like have a formal way.
Yeah, we all know what you're talking about,
man. Like no, because there's multiple people. It was more people. Anyway, but no, what my point is like you're right, not E, but it's also there's also little like cons to that. But like what I do like, and before like we had this whole big cosmetics, like little cosmetics, your block, your compounds were cool. But until like like other gangs start again, like fortresses, including us, I feel like that's what kind of ruined it.
No, I don't think that's what ruined it.
I mean, people getting fortresses like the Rust compound is fucking.
Yeah, bro. Like it's too much, bro. Like
GG, the GG one. I mean, it's not that it's a compound. It's just gated off, right? And the housing is the opposite direction of the road or the gas station, whatever. Like I said, the MANDEM block. Who else has got CG Cubby? Like all of it's very like not open. Like, and I get people just stand at the block and like fucking jerk themselves and do fucking nothing all day. But I feel like the more inclined people are to see people, and it'll just bring more interaction rather than people just standing there doing fucking nothing, right? And then it's way easier for people to be like, oh, let's go do this, let's go do that, rather than staying in the block, because when you feel confined, you are confined, right? And no matter if you feel it unwillingly or it's happening, you're in an area where you're surrounded, right? In any compound, and you're more willing to sit there and talk amongst your friends than you would if it was open and people could see you at all times, and like pass by and they see you guys hanging out and shit. It's more like, oh, let's go do some shit, or these people come and they see you and they talk. Like it's just a way different feel than it would be if you get it off.
See, to me, block RP and that makes it makes sense to me in the south side, where you pull off the GSF turf, you see GSF. Like, to me, the south side always should be like, and you'll understand this, Naughty, is jumping the Wildy wall. The second you enter the south side, in my opinion, it should be the same as you jumping that Wildy wall.
Oh,